What's up, y'all? It's your girl Spillz.
Chapel Harder.
It's your girl Latia.
This is DJ Nugget. Hotline
This is Jasmine Ford.
King Nesbitt.
Trap Wait Kizzle.
Slancito.
Girl Tosh.
Rough Bone.
The Jeweler.
Ludi Boy. Yo, what up? It's your boy Wiz Khalifa, man. And I just kicked it right here. Smoked real big with the Burgh Boys.
Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. It's Tuesday, the Tuesday night chill spot.
The Killer Spot.
The Burgh Boys show with the Burgh Boys. I'm your host, DJ Motormane. DJ Spillz on the wheels.
It's cracking, y'all.
The Kush connoisseur, Sir Flackwood, is here on the couch with me.
Mic like that.
We got our dog, Sir Chadwick, in the building.
The Chadster.
Hi, Chad.
And we're sitting down with our special guest today. He's actually on the couch with us today too. That's a blessing, man. Because we've been waiting for this for a while. We've been trying to get this linked up for a while, but he's very busy. He's very busy, so I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying?
Long overdue. That's what I said.
But we finally got my man here.
We gotta make the best of it.
Yes,
Definitely.
Can we get some fire in this bitch
Big
for our
fire.
guest, Leon Ford?
What's up?
And I actually want to go out on a limb. I know you feel the same way.
Yeah.
I want to go out on a limb and say our next city council member,
Yes,
Leon Ford.
yes,
But
Leon.
if y'all don't
We
know,
gonna-
we
you
gonna
said
get
we're
into
going-
that.
yeah.
We gonna get into that. We gonna get
Can't
into that.
jinx it.
I feel in my heart, bro. I feel in my heart.
All right.
We don't believe in spooky stuff.
And we make shit like that happen. That's what
I
it is.
still don't
you know
step
what I'm
on
saying?
cracks and shit.
oh,
That's
man.
nothing superstitious though. We can make that happen. That's something we can make happen.
Yeah, no.
bro.
I got
You know what
the
I'm
I got the
saying?
realms mixed up.
Ooh, shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
That you can't manifest that. That's gone.
Yeah. I still don't step on cracks though.
So shout out to you, Leon. Thank you very much for coming and spending this Tuesday night with us, brother.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. Y'all were very persistent in getting me here. Motor was like, yo, bro, we got to make it happen. So
Absolutely.
we made it happen, though, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're glad you're here.
Super glad you're here, man.
And you
Lot to talk
brought
about.
gifts too.
Yes,
Yes.
you brought gifts.
Brought books.
And I actually brought mine with me today.
He wanted to show people what page he was on. That's
Nah, bro.
he always gotta do
I
the
just be
most.
taking notes and stuff, so I leave little
Hey, look.
bookmarks everywhere. But
He does the most. He's got
I brought mine with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was actually reading it.
Well,
You know what I'm
Come
saying?
back next week. I'm about to catch up to you. What chapter you on?
I already read it, bro. I'm just saying.
You like to read, bro?
I do. I
Word.
definitely do. I like.
I already read it. I'm just saying I keep bookmarks everywhere.
Oh, he already read it. Now, let's get into the interview because you going big boasting. He's big boasting right now.
So, Leon, for the people that don't know, please introduce yourself. Let them know who you are, and if you want to start with the city councilor or being an author, whatever you want to do.
Wherever y'all want to start. My name is Leon Ford, and I'm an author, an activist, and an entrepreneur from Pittsburgh, PA, East Side. Grew up in the hood, and really evolved into a leader.
Facts.
Facts.
Yeah.
Big facts. Now, just speaking on becoming a leader, like, do you feel like you have always been a leader and it was something that was just brought out of you, or do you think it was just like, yo, like this is really what I need to do now?
Yeah, I've always been a leader. You know what I'm saying? I used to rap, right? And so like I remember having a video with like 30 young dudes. I'm rapping and we all got on red shirts. You know what I mean? Just having a good time. And so if I can lead people to do that, I can encourage and influence people to vote and become engaged politically. You know what I'm saying? And so one of the things that really inspired me and encouraged me to lead and do the right thing is like as a juvenile, like I was in Schumann Center and stuff, and I was like getting in a lot of trouble. And once I became more conscious, I seen a lot of people that I was influencing, like going to the county jail and stuff. And I'm like, wow. And they're like, yo, bro, you remember when you was doing this and you was doing that? And they was like glorifying me when I was 16. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, don't glorify the 16-year-old Leon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just catch up to speed with the 25-year-old Leon. You know what I mean? And so I really felt called to show that leadership and show, young people from where we come from that it's possible. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That is true because just having the background that you have or that we have, because I like to put us all in the same situation sometimes, but just having the background that you have, a lot of people may think it's impossible, like you said, but it's very possible. You've been able to show us all that it just takes determination, it takes the knowledge that you've been doing, and you actually do the footwork. You actually do the groundwork too.
No
like
excuses.
You're really out here,
No
speaking.
excuses.
You're really out here with the people, and you're really out here with the politicians. So, like, what's that?
Yeah.
What's that been like? How are you able to?
I mean, like you said, you're 25, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that's commendable in and of itself. You've achieved so much from what you've been through. You know what I mean? So, like, what can you tell us that is one of the biggest things that you've really learned from this whole experience, this whole journey so far?
You have to be comfortable with your authentic self.
Mhm.
And so who I am is not about what I do externally, but what I do internally.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That prayer, that meditation, and then being comfortable with, every aspect of who I am. Like, I'm not afraid to say that I was in Schumann. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to say that my dad spent 14 years in a federal prison.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm not ashamed of that. And so whatever room that I'm going into, I'm comfortable being myself, and I embrace myself. So other people gotta embrace me, and if they don't embrace me, then I don't need to be around them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so in any capacity, whether it's in a profession, whether it's dating, whether it's being around friends, you know what I mean? Just be yourself. It's funny because, bro, when you hit me up and you sent me the flyer, he was like, "Oh, we gotta take the cushion off," and I'm like, "No, leave it on there."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I have friends that are like, "Yo, bro, we can't do this around you. We gotta protect your image."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, image? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I just gotta be my authentic self because people are gonna judge me regardless. You know what I mean? They're gonna judge me regardless, and the moment that I decide to turn my back on people just because they may get involved in things I don't get involved in, I become a failure, you know what I'm saying, to the community. True. You know what I'm saying? So my goal is to embrace everybody, and if people are doing something that I don't agree with, you know what I mean, I don't look at things as good and bad. There's just conscious and unconscious, you know what I mean, and so they just may be making some decisions out of unconsciousness. You know what I mean? So I try to encourage people to look within themselves, and and everybody got that goodness within themselves, right? And when they really listen to their spirit, they can do the right thing. It's not up to people on the outside to judge and say, yeah, you're wrong. Like, you need to.
That is true.
You know what I mean? When you make people look within, then they have a desire to do right. So you don't have to force them to do anything.
Now, you get, in this business, you are going to get people that are going to be straightforward with their approach and may not feel the same way you feel about certain things. How do you deal with, a problem like you would say, you don't feel like there's good and bad, but there's people that do believe, like, no, that's wrong. And they say that is wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's how they feel about it. Like, how do you argue with that, or like how do you handle that?
No, that's their perspective.
True.
And so I'll listen to somebody's perspective, but I don't have to make it my own.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so somebody may say, "Oh man, like it's wrong, and we're against this," and I might feel otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so that's their perspective, and I always think about desired outcomes, right? So if I'm engaged in a conversation with somebody, and like my desired outcome is, let's say, to legalize marijuana, you feel me? And so if I'm engaged in a conversation with somebody, I have to make a conscious decision to say, hey, is this helping me achieve this goal? or am I just in an argument? Right?
Yeah.
True.
And so if it's just an argument, then I'm not going to engage in that. Just keep it pushing. I'll listen, but I may not even say anything. You know what I mean? Sometimes the best response is no response.
True.
Well, since you brought up marijuana legalization, what is your stance on that? Like, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, man. I have friends in California making a ton of money right now from marijuana. I have friends here in Pittsburgh sitting down the county because they were selling marijuana, you know. So there's a huge disparity there,
Right.
you know. So yeah, I believe it should be legalized. I believe that it should be not only medicinal but recreational as well. There's a lot of benefits to legalizing marijuana. There's health benefits, and there's also benefits that help boost our economy.
True.
And but also, like, when we talk about the economy aspect of it, I believe that we need to be very intentional about how we create spaces for young black men and women to enter that space, because the marijuana space is extremely white.
Yes, it is.
Because you got to have a lot of money to get in it.
Yeah,
So-
you can't come in with, you got to have your shit straight.
Yeah, I mean, and I think there's a level of awareness that needs to happen, and we need to change the stigma around marijuana,
Yeah.
right? Especially for young black men and women, right? So if a white kid smokes marijuana, he's typically looked at as like cool. He's a hippie, right?
True.
He's funny, right? If a black kid smokes marijuana, he's like a failure and a thug.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I mean? And so,
That is a bad stigma.
yeah, it is.
So how do you think we get to like the root of that? Like, how do you think we, kind of even start the conversation?
It takes people like who can navigate spaces to just be themselves. You know what I mean? Be themselves. Like, I'm very intentional about what I do, and so if I know politicians who talk about legalizing marijuana, I might show up to one of their events with one of my cousins who's high as hell. Right? Because at those events, right, there's usually a lot of white folks, you know what I mean, or older black folks, but there's not young black men and women.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And so they're talking about it, but you could tell some of those people still got that stigma. Like, you know what I mean? They're fighting for it, but at the same time, if they see a young dude smelling like weed, they're going to be like, oh, he's...
Yeah, he doesn't know anything.
Yeah, you
He's-
know what I mean? When,
Make money or some weird.
Yeah.
yeah, when that's not true. And so when we educate ourselves and we can enter those spaces and we can speak well, you know what I mean? And we can show them that, no, but we're not thugs. You know what I mean?
I was going to ask you a question. My bad.
No.
I sound like a reporter and shit. From laugh for me. Next question coming from no.
Question over here.
Yes,
No, but I was gonna say, you know how you said like people, you said some people come up to you and glorify your old stuff you did, like
Yeah.
your old self. Like if you could talk to your old self, like what would you be saying to your old self? Like don't do that shit, or what it could lead to, or would you speak like you try to bring the good out?
You know what? If it wasn't for my old self, I wouldn't be who I am now. You know what I'm saying? And so the reason why I was able to mobilize so many people and that I'm able to still mobilize so many people is because of who I was back then. You know what I'm saying? Because people always had love for me and respected me. You know what I mean? And so now that I'm, doing more positive stuff, they love me more and they respect me more. You know what I mean? Because they remember, like, yo, that was you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you was,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, it really helps a lot, because sometimes where we come from, man, we don't listen to squares.
No,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? There's some very intelligent people from where we come from, but they speak a little different, they dress a little different, and they don't have that story. And so, what I've been through, not just as far as police brutality, but growing up, how I grew up, my story makes me so relatable. You know what I mean? And so And it's like that any neighborhood I go to around the country, bro, like the old heads, you know, thorough old heads who were in federal prison and state prison, they just see me and they just like appreciate me so much. You know what I mean? And then like the young bucks, they love me and appreciate me too. You know what I mean? And they see beyond the police brutality. And it's interesting because they know like they don't know my story, but just how I carry myself, they be like, yo, there's more to you than you know what I mean, than the police brutality. So it really makes people gravitate to me. You know what I mean? People who wouldn't usually be interested in protesting, or people who wouldn't usually be interested in voting, and that's why I'm here, and I believe that's why God chose me, you know, to endure this pain.
Because I was going to ask you a question about voting too. Like, you know, like where we come from, a lot of people don't go vote. They just use that day to chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm keeping it real. That's what, I'm not saying they wrong for that, but a lot of people believe like when they vote, it really
doesn't matter.
Yeah, what I'm doing, it don't matter. It's cool. I'm cool off that.
That was me.
Yeah.
So I mean, what? Not okay. You running for the situation, but what would change your mind to vote if you wasn't running for the situation? Like, I call it the situation, but I mean like the council. No, not why vote for him. Like, if you wasn't.
If I wasn't somebody,
why would you go vote for somebody else? Like, not even why would you vote for that person.
You know
why
what?
would you go vote? Like, why would you get off your ass and not just chill that day and go vote?
to be a part of it. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, I didn't grow up in politics, bro. Like, when I was probably 19, when I was 19 when I got shot. When I was 19, I couldn't tell you who the mayor was. I ain't know who the council people were. You know what I mean? Like,
keeping it real though.
This is me, and so like going through what I went through, and dealing with the courts and stuff, and learning like the power dynamics in the city. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, and so like I believe like I voted in November. Yeah, I voted in November. But before that, I think I voted I voted for Obama.
He made a lot of people come out.
Yeah, but now it's just like, oh, like, cause I really.
Do you feel like it's your duty? Because some people say it's your duty. Because that's what I don't like. That's what gets under my skin. People are like, yo, it's your duty. Gotta go vote.
I think from a historical context, a lot of elders gave their lives. You know what I'm saying? And they put a lot of work in for us to vote. But somewhere along the way, you know, we, especially our generation, we feel like, yo, voting doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? And so Trump's election, you know what I'm saying? I might get some slack for this, but I didn't vote. You know what I'm saying? And one of the reasons why I didn't vote is because I got shot under the leadership of a black president. You feel me? A young liberal white mayor, and a black police chief. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then like they just did me wrong, bro. Like this city did me wrong, and so like voting, like I was just kind of like, yo, like what in my life is gonna change? You know what I'm saying, from me voting, and then like we're seeing everything that's happening now.
A lot of people feel that way too. Like with you, like what is going to change directly? If I go put this ticket in right now, he win. What's going to directly change for me?
And so it's more than just casting that vote, though. You know what I'm saying? It's engaging with these politicians, getting to know them, and then making them work for you. You feel me? Because like unity, man, we got to put the pressure on these people because they work for us. You know what I'm saying? Like that vote is that's like your $100 bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you work for me. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you got to vote. You know what I mean? And you got to be like, especially the ones, you know, us who have platforms.
Mm-hmm.
You feel
Absolutely.
me? Y'all reaching, you know, hundreds of thousands of people.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so if y'all want something, y'all smoke weed. You feel me? And if y'all like, all right, don't just legalize it. Make sure y'all, you know, do record expungements for everybody who got a weed charge.
Sure.
You feel what I'm saying? And y'all go up there to Harrisburg and y'all lobby for that. You know what I'm saying?
That's some true shit. That's some.
And that's how the change happens.
Don't help me.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how the change happens, and that's how you can,
I'm on that list.
be directly impacted by politics. You know what I mean? And so we got to become more proactive rather than reactive. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, a lot of us, what we do is we wait for something bad to happen, and we're like, yo, no, this is fucked up. Like, no, we got to do something. You know what I mean? No, we gotta be proactive. We gotta do something now. We gotta understand that we are powerful. These people, they work for us, and we can make them do what we want them to do. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we pull our voices together and our money together. You know what I mean? And we could really change the way things are happening in this country.
I wanted to ask, since we was talking about like police and police brutality, and you've actually been a victim of that. Have you had any like movement with working towards some type of? Because I know the conversation has been started, from Colin Kaepernick to a lot of other people.
Right.
But do you see any movement with the progression or somewhere where police brutality kind of making movement on that? Because that's still very prevalent in our community. And also, this is a two-part question. How do you deal with it personally, being a victim and then having to work with police in some aspect, not
Right.
directly, but how did that make you feel? Like personally, I know it probably, did it bother you at all, or was
It took me years to get to that point. But now it's regular, man. It's like, if I really want to change something, I gotta work with them. You know what I'm saying? I want to know who every police officer is. I work for the city. You know what I mean? I want to know who the commanders are. You know what I mean? I want to, I'm building relationships with commanders. I know the chief, and just really understanding how these people think and how we could work together to not only prevent police brutality from happening, but to change the way our communities are policed.
True. That's awesome, man. And I'm glad because to be in a situation where you actually had to go through that, and then when you have that builds your own prejudice about it. But to be able to progress from that, and you've wrote about it, you spoke about it in your book. So if y'all don't know, I'm holding his book right now, Untold: Testimony and Guide to Overcoming Adversity.
Yes, sir. You can purchase it at leonfordspeaks.com.
Please do. And
you know what time it is.
You have a quote at you have a quote at the top of your book that says, "They will discover a unique, literal witness whose voice survives," and that was from John Edgar Wideman.
Yes. He's from Homewood, actually.
John Edgar Wideman's from Homewood.
He wrote over like 30 books. He's like a literary giant.
So how did you meet with him? Like, how did y'all link up?
Through one of my professors. My professor connected us. He was John Edgar Wideman was actually being honored at Duquesne University, and they were like, "Yo, he's from Homewood." Like, Homewood? Like, what? And so we connected, and he's like one of the realest elders that I've met. I've met a lot of great people, you know what I'm saying, that we've read about, that we've seen on TV, but he's one of the ones, like, when I met him, I didn't feel like I met his celebrity. I met him like the man. You know what I mean? And for a lot of the men that I've met, men and women, I feel like I met their celebrity, and I didn't get a chance to really meet them.
I understand that. So you got to meet with him, and he was real genuine right off the back.
Yeah, he's like, he's a mentor of mine. I write a lot, so I send him my pieces, and he gives me feedback and stuff. Like, so it's super cool.
And this is a personal question because I've been wanting to write a book for so damn long, but I never know where to start. Like, how do you start it?
You just started.
You just start.
Every
How How often do you like post on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram?
Shit, at least a couple times a day now.
Okay, so how many words do you think you post a day?
Shit, what's it? 140 characters
Yeah.
times 4.
That's
Yeah.
All the characters. All right,
That's
Yeah.
160, bro.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah. So,
paragraphs
yeah.
at least. Yeah.
all right.
Sure.
So a little less than 1,000 words.
Mhm.
And so, bro, it's like,
That's starting it right there.
you know, sometimes, and that's why, like, right now, like, I've been writing a lot, and so I haven't really been active on social media. I kind of disconnected from the world. I isolated myself, and there's probably a lot of people pissed at me right now because I haven't been answering my phone or texting people back.
Yeah,
but I hit you back.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you hit it. I was just gonna
happy
say
that you did.
I was gonna say you just hit us back. You're here. Yeah. No,
But
you. Is there a reason behind you?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
man.
What's going on?
Self-care, bro.
Good for you.
Self-care.
100.
I think sometimes we get so caught up in the noise of the world, and we move so fast because the world is moving so fast, and so we are unable to see things clearly. And I felt like I had to completely slow down and disconnect myself. And so while the world is spinning, I'm just watching it, and I'm paying attention to different things, and I'm able to read people, and like my discernment is stronger. I just got more clarity about what I want to do with my life. I'm rested, you know what I mean, and I do this often, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't believe in I don't believe that service means sacrifice self-care. And so a lot of people get so caught up in service and trying to help people and save people, then they kill themselves. You know what I mean? And in our culture, man, it's like we honor people who give their lives to the movement. You know what I mean? And then like we don't consider the pain that their children goes through or their family goes through. And so I'm like, I think about longevity. You know what I'm saying? And one of my mentors told me charity starts at home. You know what I'm saying? And so I make sure that, you know, I'm pouring into my son. I'm pouring into myself. And also, I watched this video on YouTube, and this woman said, you are the representative of God in your life. And how you treat yourself is how you treat God. You know what I mean? And so, and she also said, you know, what is in the cup is for me, and what runneth over is for everybody else.
Truth.
And so, you know, I'm very intentional about filling my cup up, because I recognize in my life I have so many people pulling on me and wanting things from me, but there's not that many people pouring into my cup. And so I got to pour into my own cup. And people get upset about that. But if I allow people to continue to take from my cup, and my cup ends up empty, you know what I mean? Like, they're not worried about, they're not concerned with my health until I'm unhealthy and I'm sick, and then everybody want to run toward me and say, let me build you up. But we got to remember to pour into people while they're still, you know, healthy, you know what I mean, so they can operate and be the best them that they can be.
Make sure on May 11th. I mean, what day is it? Is it
May 21st?
May 21st. I'm sorry, I was looking at that date. It doesn't even have the actual day. It says May 2019. So this May 21st, make sure y'all go out and vote for my brother. Will you be doing any more campaigning anywhere?
Yes, I'll be doing a lot of campaigning. We're going to have some block parties and stuff.
Oh, man,
we're
shoot.
going to have fun.
Let's get the Burgh Boys and do a block party, bro.
We're going to do a block party.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We're going to do a Burgh Boys Leon Ford collaboration block party.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring some politicians out to talk about legalizing marijuana.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Sorry about that. I got too geeked.
You got excited.
Yeah,
Yeah, you kicked the mic
Let's-
back. He was
get
so
this-
excited.
Yeah,
Let's start that
that's what we're gonna
conversation
do.
that way. Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bring the
that's good.
cameras.
Yep.
And like, yo, make them uncomfortable. Smell like weed. Like,
What? I never got invited to the function like that.
That's a lit way to come to
like,
function.
I think a lot of politicians are talking about legalizing it, but there's still that stigma. So we need y'all to be advocates and speak
We
up.
need to walk.
Because facts, because I am a veteran. I did go to Iraq.
Big
So,
facts.
A lot of that,
veterans for legalization.
but they killing me with that right now. Because it's like you can't go to the VA. Like you go to the VA, they're gonna try to give you some meds or something.
Some pills.
So-
They can't give you no.
So that's your testimony, bro. We're gonna get you to speak in Harrisburg because you can speak on public record and say, "Look, I'm
I
a
don't want
veteran."
no meds though. Facts, I don't want no.
But
meds.
that's all you say, bro. You go to Harris. We're gonna take you to Harrisburg. You're gonna say, "Listen, they're trying to give me some Percocets or something. Like they're trying to give me an opioid."
No, an
zombie
opioid.
meds,
Yeah.
And I don't want that. I don't smoke weed, but they won't give it to me, and this is a problem.
It's a
'Cause
big
I don't
problem.
go to the VA for that reason. Because every time you go there, they try here just
Take some
yeah,
take
just take this
take
pill.
some anxiety
Pull off
medication.
that.
Take some of this. Take some of that. No, like you don't need that. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to smoke. Like that heals me.
So
Like,
yeah,
facts.
continue to tell that story, bro. And we're gonna chop that little piece up and we're gonna send it around to the politicians because it's real.
no facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's real. And like I think that more of us need to embrace our stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I got caught with, you know what I'm saying, an ounce of weed and I spent 6 months down the county.
Facts.
Like, bro, like there's people like selling thousands of pounds of weed and making hundreds of millions of dollars, like and they're locking somebody up here. You know what I'm saying? And so we need people, you know, who smoke weed, who have sold weed, got caught with weed, like to speak out about it and share their stories.
Absolutely, man.
Well, I can help.
Please, May 21st.
Yeah,
man.
May 21st. You have to go vote. Vote for Leon Ford, District 9, City Council.
Yes.
This man,
You need that seat.
he's a good.
We need that seat.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. Big facts, though. This is one of the most loyal, respectable young men I've ever met. I'm a 30-year-old man. I have never met somebody that has gone through, overcome, done everything that he's accomplished in his 25 years. From the police brutality to being an author to being a mogul to talking to these guys. Our guests that were here saw him speak at Duquesne. So I mean, it's one of those
Absolutely.
things. Like you guys
Yeah,
need
too
to
lit.
take care of our man Leon.
Appreciate it, bro.
Hell
Love you,
yeah.
bro.
Protect Leon at all costs, man. We're going to
Facts.
keep doing this. We're going to keep in the word.
This is Leon Ford here with the Burgh Boys, showing love, spreading positivity, and just changing the world, man. Yeah.